September is Suicide Awareness Month, and while the focus is often on prevention, it's also about the loved ones who have been left behind.
Research shows that those who lose a loved one to suicide are much more likely to experience suicidal thoughts or behaviors themselves. Medical specialist Emma Benson joins us with how experts say survivors can begin to heal.
Yeah, survivors of suicide loss can often carry heavy feelings of guilt and blame, wondering whether they could have done anything to stop it. Tonight, we hear from a provider about how survivors can cope and what you can do to help them.
Many times it's very sudden, maybe unexpected.
Losing a loved one to suicide can be complex and painful.
Because of the stigma surrounding suicide, many people feel that they may have missed something, or they may have actually not attended to something with their loved one and maybe could have prevented that suicide.
It's estimated that for every one person who dies by suicide, up to 135 people are impacted.
Going through that grieving process is really important.
Dr. Mason Turner is the Senior Medical Director for Intermountain's Behavioral Health Clinical Program.
Sometimes it's really hard to recognize those warning signs, right?
Absolutely. And I think this is one of the most difficult pieces of actually moving through a suicide loss, is because you may not have picked up on any signs because perhaps they weren't there.
Turner says guilt and self-blame are normal reactions, and professional help is critical to healing.
I think it's really important for those who are suicide loss survivors to connect with other suicide loss survivors as well. Don't isolate and experience this loss alone.
And while it can be difficult knowing how to support someone who has lost a loved one, Turner suggests starting the conversation in a gentle, non-judgmental way.
If you want to approach someone who's lost a loved one by suicide, I think it's really important, first of all, to ask their permission, right? Are you ready to talk about that? Or do you want to maybe talk about this in a week or 2 weeks or something like that? And the grieving process, particularly when you've lost a loved one from suicide, is actually very, very individualized. And I think just being kind to yourself, understanding that your brain and your body and your mind will recover on the course of time that they want to recover on.
Survivor guilt can feel overwhelming, but experts say support, counseling, peer groups can all help people move through that pain. Support groups are available specifically for survivors of suicide loss, and you can find more information on our website, KSLTV.com. And of course, if you or someone you know needs immediate help, call or text the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Back to you.
All right, it's great to have those resources out there. Emma, thank you.
Yeah, most